Stephanie Bain, I have a books. I'm a book nerd. There's so many books. Hello everyone, Stephanie here. Today's video is going to be a discussion that I should have recorded yesterday, but I didn't. I'm recording it today, and I have to do a review after this, so you're gonna get this and the review today. And, you know, you guys don't really care. And as you can tell, I'm in denial that it's hot as shit outside. I wish it was cold, and I just felt like wearing a dark lip. And I was like, oh, and the sweater that matches the dark lip. So, whatever. Anywho, today's video is going to be a discussion video. I told you I was going to be incorporating these a lot more into my channel because I like discussing things, not arguing. My throat's dry. But I really do enjoy discussing with people, even disagreeing, but talking and analyzing and trying to understand each other's points of view. And today's topic is kind of like an overview when it comes to authors and what they write about. And I want to know, like, it's one of those things where, you know, authors write about a lot of things. But should they have limits to how much they write about or how far they go? Like, is a fucked up situation too big of a fucked up situation and it shouldn't have been touched on? Like, can you write a book discriminating or writing horribly about the LGBT community? Like, is that a bad thing to write about? Or what about a book with an abusive relationship? Like, is that author writing about an abusive relationship glamorizing abusive relationships? In my opinion, I say no to all of it. No, there should not be a limit to what an author should write about. No, it doesn't matter if it's an abusive relationship or if you're trashing an LGBT or you're trashing religion or praising LGBT or praising freaking abusive relationships. The truth is I don't think authors should get shit for what they write about. Now, if it's done well, it's done well. If it's a good book, it's a good book. If it's a bad book, it's a bad book. Just because they push the boundaries and they're really going there doesn't mean I'm automatically gonna love it. But I love it when an author gives no fucks. I don't care if you talk about religion. I don't care if you talk about white people or black people being the worst things in the whole wide world. I quite frankly love it when an author decides to go there, because everything is so relevant to this day and age. Anything and everything is relevant, whether it's talking about a certain situation like an abusive relationship. Does it mean because an author's writing about an abusive relationship that they're glamorizing it? No, but what if it's more like awareness? Now, the reader is the reader. They're going to take it however they take it, and if they like what they're reading and they be like, oh my god, I want a guy like that, well, that's their personal problem, quite frankly. Sounds like a PP to me. But maybe the author's trying to send this message out there that this is an abusive relationship and this is what you should avoid. And this girl who's falling in love with this person who's either mentally or physically abusing them, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't be like her. I personally just like it, write about it. 50 Shades of Grey, for example, got a lot of shit. Like when the movie was coming out, a lot of booktubers were talking about it like, I don't like it because it's glamorizing abusive relationships. No, it's not. That is not an abusive relationship. That is a relationship that two adults get into because they get off on either getting beaten or beating someone up. And it doesn't mean that they're going to draw blood. I mean, some people actually take it that far. Whatever tickles your pickle. They have safe words. Those relationships exist because guys and girls think that's really hot and that's really sexy and it gets them turned on. That's not glamorizing anything. That's just an erotica. Like, that is just... There's people like that and they like it. I thought the book was good. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. But I didn't like the crap it was getting because they were saying E.L. James is glamorizing abusive relationships. No, that's not an abusive relationship. But aside from that, I love it. I adore it when an author pushes the limit. Endgame, for example, very gruesome, very brutal, especially the The Training Diaries. It's the collection of novellas. I thought it was beautifully done and really fucked up. Like, there was just so many things that happened in it, but you know what? I enjoyed it. I just like it when people don't play it safe, even if it's offensive. Is the writing good? Is the plot of the story good? Does it actually make sense? What you talking about? Thank you. Give me the second book if there's a second. But there's situations where an author just throws things in and it just doesn't fit in. It's not that what you're writing about is bad. It's that you have this plot and then you throw transgender in there and it makes no sense. Kind of like Pretty Little Liars. That was the dumbest thing I have ever seen. I stopped watching the show because of that. I am sick and tired of that show. But movies, books, it doesn't matter to me. To me, it doesn't matter. Give me all of it. I love it when books mention things like that because it's like, it's something you shouldn't talk about, politics, but I love it. I really adore it. When an author gives you a horribly gory situation relating things like that, but it's so beautifully done, and I'm just like, yes, thank you very much. Can I get the next one? So I think authors should not have limits to what they write about, except please stop doing love triangles and insta love situations. Literally, to this day, the only love triangle, ignoring Twilight, because that was the first love triangle I was ever introduced to, and I still kind of like it, but literally, like, the most perfect love triangle is Matched so far, because I've only read the first book, but like, you guys have no idea how much I loved that love triangle. It made sense because it wasn't really a love triangle. So I wanted to ask you guys these questions because I know I may or may not get a lot of shit for this, but this is what I love. Do you think authors should not be allowed to write certain things, or that, like me, you think they should? Should they be allowed to write about anything and everything that they want, whether it's incest or LGBT or religion or abusive relationships or love triangles and insta love? Do you think they should be allowed to just push and fuck all boundaries and just go with it? Does it matter how horrible praising or degrading it is about it? Do you think it's a horrible thing? Fat shaming. Do you think it's a horrible thing to write about, especially when there's shaming in the book? I want to know, because I personally, like I said, think that there should be no boundaries to writing. Writing is fiction, unless it says nonfiction on the book and it's a memoir or something. Actually, not even then, because that means it's true. It means it's happened, and it's a story that needs to get told regardless. I think these horrible things need to be written about so people can see it, because not everyone's the same. Some people are going to read something horrible and think, yes, that's how it should be. And then other people are going to read something horrible and think, wow, this world is really fucked up because this is something that happens. This is something that we need to know about. I just think that people, you know, there's freedom of speech. You should be able to read what you want to read, write what you want to write. Doesn't matter how horrible it is. And I just want to know if you guys agree or disagree with me. I mean, and you can actually, like, let's say you think it's okay for them to write about religion as much as they want, but it's not okay to touch a certain topic. Let me know what certain topic you think they shouldn't touch, or they shouldn't touch in a bad way. I need to go review a book, and that review will also be up after this video. But I hope you guys enjoy this. Don't forget to comment down below what your thoughts are on authors and limitations to their writing. Should they have them? Should they not? What subjects do you like or don't like that they talk about? So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.